Run.
All right. We will go through the proposal that was presented on August the 11th.
Sure.
This kind of from our last meeting on the 15th of July with the committee to talk about the project or this or that and revisions or something from that meeting comes the proposal that's dated August the 11th. And if you look through here, this retaining wall on page 2 of the proposal, that's the wall along the back street there on the very north end. We talked about doing that and cutting that and cutting it down and making the grade for the fields, but then put some kind of retainer wall like those limestone blocks, and that's was added into that. Then asphalt walking trail. Do you have an estimated cost what that might be? Because that may be something that we cut. We just may not be able to do that right now.
Okay.
I know it's not in the breakdown,
Yes, sir.
but as I go through this, that might be one thing that we have to consider doing is,
Do it now.
I mean, in the grand scheme of the whole project of $3.2 million, that's not much, but that may be something that we just say no to right now
Yes, sir.
and we work on later.
Can have that for you early tomorrow morning.
That'll be fine. Bleachers remain the same, fencing, putting up an 8-foot tall fence on the outside of it just to try to help keep the deer from jumping on it and everything. We're hoping to use a synthetic turf, so they're going to see green when everything else is brown. And I'm like,
I use 5 feet and they don't come in because as long as you don't do this, as long as you put it like that, they don't know where they're gonna jump into.
I know the turf field we did for, I think I said something about it last time, the turf field we did for San Marcos Academy, the deer out there every night.
yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know.
They're looking for water. They're hungry.
Nothing else really there. And then it talks about the turf and using the thermal blend. Change that price a little bit and stuff. Sports lighting was not in our last deal, although we talked about it and I got it written in my notes from the last meeting. But apparently that was overlooked.
Yeah, it was foresight by the estimator trying to stay in the budget and it wasn't in there, so.
Okay. So the lights and stuff. Now, in the proposal here, a little bit, few pages, next page over, talks about the electrical allowance. In my notes here, I put like the controls are on site, push button manual on and off and stuff. Is that per pole have their own on off switch or they'll be located in the concession stand
You'll have one control to control all the lights.
on both fields?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Because the middle poles will share both fields anyway.
Yes, sir.
That's what, okay. So that will be in the concession stand, okay? We'll need to check with AEP to make sure there's existing 480 volt 3-phase on site and stuff. It may be because the community center may have that run into it. This will just cross the field there, so it may be right there close anyway. But we'll need to check with that AEP. See on that, on the qualifications and stuff and everything. But as we go through the breakdown there, the cost of the project, looking at what was talked about the other day tonight, mobilization and general conditions remain the same. Design fees have increased quite a bit from 47,000 to 83,000 from the original, what we talked in July. Is there any reasoning?
Wish I could answer that intelligently. I don't know.
Okay.
Like, too late to get a hold of it.
No, here. Demolition went down a little bit. Earthwork remained the same. Baseball field and the hardscape. And now that hardscape includes the lights, correct?
Yes, sir.
The light's a separate line item.
It's at the very end.
Okay, so the baseball field and hardscape increased.
That was due to the thermal blend, I believe.
That's the balance difference, the 100 and whatever.
Probably, yeah.
Thermal blend, okay. Parking lot remains the same. Flat work remain the same, bleachers remain the same. Outfield concrete seating, that's not really the seating as much as just doing that outseat, that wall, that retainer wall with maybe 2 layers of seats, those cut stones and everything back there on that north wall.
It was about 3 layers.
Yes.
2, and then the bigger part of the wall.
Fine, okay. So really like two layers of seating and then the wall.
We're gonna be able to do that before November 1st.
You guys can purchase, you want, well, we would purchase it, I guess, for you. That's what you needed us to do, right? So we can get them delivered, by then. That's not a problem.
Okay.
And then we'll just, store them. Yeah, we'll just have to store them somewhere, but in the meantime, because we need to be able to grade the whole
Right.
area, yeah. But as far as the material itself, we can get that taken care of.
Concession stand building, and that's with restrooms.
Chance, you want to show them that design that you,
Yeah.
So on C3, yes, the bottom left corner, we put together a floor plan, kind of like how we talked about last time. With your doors where you wanted them, the roll-up doors, bathrooms. Check the IBC code for the bathroom counts based on the seating that we're gonna have out here. So if we need to make any edits to this, just let us know.
So the bathrooms would be facing along the west wall. And then the counters and the roll-up doors, one big door going north and one door facing east. On the big windows or whatever they are, the doors serving deal.
Yeah, the roll-up.
They're actually facing the fields.
One of them,
The north one will, that whole west wall would be all restrooms, boys and girls restrooms.
if we want to have both the doors on the front, I can see if we can make all the bathrooms in the back.
Yeah, them all, well,
So it was.
I was just trying to keep that west sun from getting quite so hot inside the bathroom. Well, not the bathroom, the concession stand area. If we kept that whole west wall restrooms, that would help. Yeah, before we put add another big opening over there. Or something. Because
I know we talked about the roof hanging off the end.
one right here. If you have one right here, one right here, one right here. So this outside perimeter, this
That would be.
yeah, how big is it? Talking about 5-foot sidewalk.
5 foot overhang on each side.
That way you have 2 on that side.
you got 2 facing the front. That's where most of the people that.
Yes, they'll come in.
How big is it? What's the size on it?
750 square feet.
750?
Yep.
Will you explain the layout of the concession stand one more time?
Yeah. So when you're looking at it, that's the field facing side.
Mhm.
So you have your roll up concession door,
So
field
that's
facing.
one huge door facing kind of the
It's not
middle.
your typical garage door. It's gonna have it's the windows that kind of
It's
come out.
like at the football field, it has that window.
Yeah, so you
But is
have-
it facing like right down the center of both fields?
Yes.
Yes, okay,
And then you also have one on this side,
okay,
and all the bathrooms are on the west
or on
side.
the west side, yes. So we'll do a big one and another one here. Because on this side, you've got the rest, so you don't want the sun coming in. Third pictures, correct? Sure. Yes. Mhm.
We're also showing that kind of wraparound countertop we talked about with the tub sink and an island in the middle.
Yes.
Using some electrical receptacles out there, so plug in crock pots or whatever you need to.
It's like a 20 by 30 building, 30 by 30.
Do we have a blueprint just on the concession stand?
Not for just the concession stand.
Okay.
Over. Probably close, probably 20 by 35.
20 by 35.
So 35 being the,
I think it's 25 by 35.
20 by 35. Okay. Together, right? 20 by 35.
Yeah.
That'd be 875, so it's gonna be smaller than that.
That's made out of cinder block, right?
Wow.
Is there a specific cinder block that you
Yeah, it's
guys?
25 by 30.
use?
I mean, we'll have samples that y'all pick out, just like any other normal sports, facility. We'll have samples of the CMU block that y'all can pick out.
What about the floor? What's the floor gonna have?
It's gonna be concrete. We can finish it. If you guys prefer some kind of finish.
No, I mean, in general, I mean, would it normally stay as concrete or?
Yeah, I don't see us doing anything.
Easy to
Yeah, just to
Yeah.
wash.
Yeah, it goes down, yeah. You could probably put like an epoxy coating on or something like that. Kind of like what, I think most Walmarts are concrete floors. Do the same thing.
Is it set in stone?
This layout.
No.
Okay. Just wondering.
Yeah, I just wanted you guys to be able to look at it.
Yeah.
But we could move one set of we could have a bathroom in one corner over here and a bathroom's over here.
Sets.
Yeah, but then that makes that west wall, that west roll up, that west service window pretty
No, yeah.
toasty. Pretty toasty.
I don't think we should add a window on this side. What do y'all think? So that's, the sun is gonna just,
Simplicity of it is keeping all the plumbing on that one wall as well for all the, everything is along there. And like I say, our hope and plan is like somebody has a plate lunch sale or a benefit or something, they could use this. The parking lot sits right here. They could have this 4-foot door. They could bring in their roaster ovens or whatever set up. And then people can come through the parking lots and grab plates and whatnot and everything and stuff.
What about adding a door right here, a window, not a door, a window right here, so that you kind of have vision to both fields?
Most likely inside of here, we'll build a cage. Some kind of little just cage deal, storage for baseball field stuff, umpire
Oh,
gear.
For
stuff like
that kind of storage,
Yeah, just
okay.
do a little something in here for like the umpire gear and stuff like that. Bases. I
Right,
think the bases.
yeah, all the stuff that has to be safe.
Yeah.
how big is that roll-up window?
They are typically 8 or 10 feet wide. And 4-foot opening, 5-foot. There's different sizes. We can make them bigger or smaller.
Yeah.
Or just having that one and making it as big as you
Yes.
could, if you're gonna close off that other end you used for storage, yeah.
The other end be here. You still have this window here.
Right.
This window.
And that's what I'm saying, is make
Storage.
this one as big as you can to have the visual of both fields.
We'll have the visual of both fields because this window's facing right here.
Here and here.
So it's just,
There's a window here, a big serving window here, and a big serving window here.
so there's not really a window that goes this
The
way.
bathrooms are here.
Yeah.
We can move those bathrooms, but they were allowing all that west sun to,
Almost your walking distance.
so
Yeah.
evening games, all that west sun's gonna be.
Put a lot of
The east
stuff in.
sun's gonna be bad enough if they have tournaments and stuff, but they keep it closed for a little while. The 5-foot porch is gonna help.
Yeah.
There's a big freezer.
So what kind of, equipment are you gonna put in it?
Very little. Very little.
Yeah, 'cause you ain't gonna have much room. If you get the dimensions of what you have to the restrooms, that wall,
What can
Right
we
there.
accommodate in
you're gonna
there?
have about maybe 10 feet,
What can we
11,
accommodate?
12 feet maybe.
In this area back here.
Because of the restrooms, right? So you got
No,
20 feet
the
across,
concession stand, I mean, what can
So
we
you're
put
thinking
there where it
about
can be
8 feet or 10 feet
space
on the
for walking
restrooms.
and to add freezers?
Well, I mean, you're gonna have roughly 15 feet from here to here. It's 30. You're gonna have another 12 feet right here of open space. And you're gonna have plugins along these walls. If you want to make storage right here, like he was talking about, you have this space off the end of this island.
We're gonna have a center island, just,
Yeah, we have a center island and we have this wraparound counter.
okay.
So you have some space off the edge of this counter against the bathroom wall. With freezers or a fridge or anything like that. Also, really on both sides right there, you have space to do that.
It was 15.
Still looking in early September for groundbreaking.
So,
You can hear that, Mr. Bryan?
I was just asking y'all, especially early,
early September groundbreaking, we hope. But that's probably 5 times bigger than the concession stand right now.
Nice.
And our goal is for the fields and stuff. We're not living in the concession stand, but I mean, we can move, like I said, I just hate to move those restrooms to the east to break one off and put it over in this east corner. And then be fighting that west heat, and everything. I mean,
We have to do for the play,
yeah,
That's
more, yeah. All right. And then the lights are $300,000. And both fields will have to be, if the lights are on, both fields will be on.
So we can't just use the lights to one field.
No, because they're shared poles.
pole between the two fields, or if it's a shared pole.
So that brings us to $3,191,702. And then,
With the parking lot as an alternate?
alternate. Then the electrical allowance alternate.
And that would just allow us to turn one field on at a time, correct?
Electrical allowance, that's, we don't know exactly what it's gonna cost to put the electrical all over the place, but to hook up so that's what the allowance is for, whether it's 150 or all the 200 or whatever it is.
Got it.
To do all the boring, the end conduit,
Yes, sir.
all that.
To turn on the lights.
Cause that 200,000 is y'all's and however much we need, we use and then the rest is y'all's.
Okay. Then the matching funds from the Parks and Wildlife grants about $747,000 and something. I don't remember for sure.
It's 748, something like that.
748.
Mhm.
And some change.
And some change.
And then the donations that we've received,
That's about 120,000.
and then the Moody Foundation.
About 2.2,443,000 is what the project's estimated to cost us. And the commissioners want to move forward. They want to do it. I mean, they've been working on this for a while.
I
So
think we have commissioners meetings from 2015 or 2017. That
Yeah.
said,
start talking.
Well, it was,
no, it was approved.
it was approved, but it never took action
Never happened.
at that time. So, yeah,
This still have to go
It's
to
time.
Commissioner's Court.
no,
Also, this still has to go to Commissioner's Court.
No, the commissioners just got to decide, we got to decide whether we want to take that much money from reserves to make it work, or we want to go out and do a PFC deal like we did before and let the GEO contract help pay for the revenue bonds there. Or we got this project, we got the Peterson building project, we got generators all coming up and stuff. So we're like, instead of depleting our slush funds that much, $4 million, then hey, let's go out and borrow $2.5 million or so. Use some of our slush funds, but then use that, borrow that money for capital improvements, because that's what all those projects are, is capital improvements, and then pay it out over time. And then the PFC that's a really great deal for us, the prison, and that we can set up a deal there. Like the previous one was a revenue bond. We borrowed the money. Taxpayers weren't on the whole for it. It was the revenue bonds from the GEO renting the facility, paid the bonds, and then we got our per diem, they call it an admin rate, for the daily rate of our prison per day rate per head out there. So we got a couple of options there. I mean, it's not, to me, I'd rather borrow a little bit of it to say, don't take everything out of our
right.
slush fund if we can borrow it. And there's two options there. You can do capital, or they call them certificates of obligations, or the PFC deal, or you can actually take it to the voters and let them vote on a bond to have a tax to service their bond debt. But we have the option of the PFC for us, that's the way I would lean. That's why I would advise the commissioners is let's look at going out and borrowing the money again to the PFC, $2.5–3 million as capital improvements, and that help us get through all our projects and stuff to get this one done and stuff.
Excuse me, but have you heard the high school? They're not using the big gym because it's leaking. So where would that fall under?
School board.
School board?
Yeah, they should have their own
Yeah.
capital improvement funds too.
That's totally separate. It's totally separate from us.
Yeah.
The roof leaked, or just the wall leaked?
The roof. They can't use the
Big
gym.
gym, the new gym. But yeah,
The new gym.
Judge, if we have those options, can we just do this turnkey and include the scoreboards?
yeah, that
Get
puts
it all
us,
done.
I agree. That puts us back to,
Mr. Parks, how much were the scoreboards initially?
70,000, 75.
It was 76.
I remember right.
$65,749.
But that included some of the electrical
Trenching work.
trenching, and we were going to go ahead and include.
You were
that.
still gonna leave, I think, like
Yes.
20,000 in there, but now it's,
There you go.
you're gonna take out like 45,000 basically.
So an additional 45.
It would be one for each field, correct?
And if you're gonna go ahead and do it, just do it.
100 by 100.
You're right.
Digital.
Right, yeah.
Video.
Mhm.
Replay.
Video replay. We need it all.
Okay, but I mean,
And we're still seeking funds,
we
donations.
are, oh yeah.
We're still working on that, with some of this.
I gotta, I've talked to a couple of people and they're like, yeah, let's think about, I was, asked to be on the water district's agenda next meeting, their next meeting, to ask them for a donation deal from the water district, because we're trying to use synthetic turf and we're trying to use zero landscaping.
Save water.
What better way to use and save water right here for us? And still meet, community youth deal. Yes, ma'am.
So because it's Bracketville, a lot of caliche and a lot of dust and a lot of the roads are not worked on. So what won't it affect the turf,
Affect the what?
the turf, the
The dust and stuff?
Uh-huh.
Not as bad as you think,
Okay,
no.
You'll have a grooming
You'll have a
machine
broom.
with it that'll knock that dust off.
okay.
They're providing, in their proposal here,
Oh, okay.
is a machine to help sweep it, clean, and stuff. And then it'll have an underground drainage,
Uh-huh.
so that when it does rain, then it'll go,
Wash it right through it.
yeah.
Synthetic turf field's drained vertically, so it'll run straight down, hit the perforated pipe and then exit on the, I guess, on the southwest corner.
So they're not gonna be able to park like they used to, like with the sidewalk.
But we're gonna pave the parking lot, but we cut that out. They're gonna do concrete for the handicap spot and all that stuff, and curbing there and signage. But as far as the parking lot will just be right now, just like water down, rolled in.
Picture it, yes.
That's on that. We're kind of- That's where we're at, and, in the preliminary budget,
There's an account on there somewhere.
anybody got in about $4 million for these capital improvement bills and stuff. But, we can approve or adopt the budget and stuff, but then we can still turn around and borrow instead of having to deplete our
Before and what?
those funds to get all these projects done, because we got this, we got the Peterson building, we got the generators. But still, like, we eventually work again on the courthouse. But get it done, but our big things coming are Little Peterson building and generators, right? Those are our big three.
Yeah, those are our big three right
Those
now.
emergency generators for the county.
There'll be one here, one at the nutrition center, one at the Civic Community Center,
The water.
one. Those are our three. And in the grant proposal that the grant ladies wrote, 2 are going for the city and 2 for Fort Clark. Back up their water plant.
We can work that.
7 generators total, but only 3 of them are ours. 2 go to the city and 2 go to Fort
We're
Clark.
not gonna be paying our own electricity and water.
All right, so,
That's a good question.
So Judge, sorry, I have a question. So when this is said and done, you know how we have a contract, Little League has a contract with the county for the field. And we usually turn on our electricity and our water. How is that gonna work?
saying,
How, the same? So,
leave that saying that hopefully the city will continue to donate the water. They'll want,
we pay for the water.
they'll be. Well, but they may going forward. because
My
it
goodness.
should be a lot less.
Every
About restrooms and concession stand stuff, but that, we'll
we would maintain that same agreement.
We would need to know the consumption.
I mean, wasn't the consumption mostly with the watering the field? Like that's where y'all use the rest of the water?
The season? Well, that's why I was asking, because we turn on our water in January and then turn it off in July. So is that gonna be the same way or with the electricity? Because we do the same thing with electricity. Turn it on in January and turn it off in July. So how is that gonna work now?
Do they charge you a reconnect fee when you do that with your electricity?
Deposit, everything. Okay.
So it's cheaper to turn it off than it is to
Leave it on?
leave it on.
Well, because basically, like we did, but there had, sometimes there's refrigerators and freezers, we wouldn't know. And
So we're not gonna have.
So we're not gonna have
Have those in there.
refrigerators and freezers in there, so.
well, I understand, but when we're gonna use it, we would need to put our freezers and our refrigerators in.
Some, but by then it's already on. Cause it's gonna be seasonal, no?
They can take them out. I think that's, we can figure that one out.
Yeah.
I don't want that to be what kills the project. Kind of deal.
No.
Figure that out. I would see my goal plan was that once they got the fields built, then have a little simple walking track all the way around. You come from here, start here in the parking lot and just go around where people can come and walk.
So do y'all bid any of this out?
Track or something like that.
These guys are actually the contractor.
Okay, so y'all the actual contractors, you have your people that do lighting,
Yeah, I'm the engineer.
okay,
Putting together the plans.
Before it's come,
Yes.
y'all
you
do,
guys designed it, we're building it. Yes, ma'am.
I've got a question for you guys. Why is it so expensive for that room? What makes it so expensive?
The building,
Yeah.
Like that.
buildings have been wildly expensive since 2019.
Like I told them, many of us.
Why?
I mean, thinking it's in the top, right?
Like a person, just,
That's. Wondering where's the expense that it brings it up that high?
cut up into.
Maybe you guys have better insight to that, but
It's just what these buildings cost. I mean, if we're building a monstrosity, whether it's a field or a building, the more square footage, the less it costs per square foot. These small buildings, especially way out this far away, are just extremely expensive to get someone down here to build it.
And my thought too was if we just did one field instead of two right now to try to save, but the grant that Texas Parks and Wildlife has granted us is for two fields, a concession stand. So it'd be to keep from jeopardizing our grant money. And then, like say, trying to be done with it. Once all said and done, and they're saying 6 to 8 months, 6 months probably, weather conditions and everything, but hopefully we could probably have next season we could have on it. And then in the drawings, there's on both fields, there'll be striping for the soccer field. Did I see that somewhere?
yes,
Yeah, I
that was
saw
on the
that here.
drawing back
Yeah, I
here.
think you didn't want that though, right?
It's not a drawing, it's, there'll be tick marks out there to show the pad underneath there so you can play soccer out there and still fall down and not worry about concussions and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. So they could put, like, they're practicing soccer right now, right here. You probably saw them.
Yes, sir.
They could go set their goals up there and still have a little,
Absolutely.
and the thermo turf deal is supposed to be about 20 to 30 degrees face down. Instead of, but there's two types of turf now. There's a regular old turf, and then the thermo is supposed to be a little bit cooler.
Would they put a little bit up for soccer season, right? Because now we have a lot of
It won't
soccer.
it won't be striped for soccer.
I mean, we can stripe it for soccer, but that takes away from the baseball.
Yeah,
I mean, typically, if you want to do something like that, we can put tick marks where you want to start to spray paint it on there. Pioneer Paint Company, that's the best paint to spray on synthetic turf fields. Then you've got to come back with a solution and spray it off, to get it off of there.
Maybe just,
Does it deteriorate the turf if you do that to it?
Because I'm saying, we have a
It's in
lot
the
of.
same spot over and over and over again. If you don't get it off, it'll make it hard and you won't be able to get it off.
What about this chalk?
That chalk would be fine too.
We just chalk it then.
But even if we didn't have, I mean, if that, I agree with take away from the look of the baseball field, but they could at least go set up and practice over here, practice over there.
Cones where the field.
Yeah, so that's what they could pre-market where you set the cones. One, you could have like a little game here and a little game over here. There's just no bleachers out here. This wall appears where we're talking about when we cut that wall and get it to grade. Is where they're talking about, we're gonna put those, like limestone cut, those big cut limestone and put like 2 rows up here, kind of like.
Put it through there.
If we close this road,
Hold that, yeah, hold that in place. Into that.
what you were saying?
Yes.
Great mind.
Bleacher.
So just go off.
But the city doesn't let us.
Yeah, the city, again, the city.
Added.
The city has closed the street right here.
Want to have set up Saturday morning.
On the
Sunday.
side, I can barely see it.
They can mark the cone.
The amphitheater was up here
The corners. Set
on
up
this
cone.
end.
No. There's a corner.
There's a playground over here.
Talking about where they have a.
Oh, yeah, I see it now.
There.
Yeah.
Okay, and there's a walking track that goes around
Maybe.
everything.
Maybe.
We're just talking about in the overall plans.
Then overall,
Yeah,
But it would be nice to have a walking trail.
it would.
Kids are
Make
practicing.
it for community park.
It would.
It should be a-
And that's exactly what we put in our grant application too, was for everybody of every age to be able to use it.
practicing playing, they can go walk while they're practicing playing or whatever.
That's right. I mean, that Kickapoo Indian Tribe project, they were adamant about having a walking trail.
Yeah.
The kids play, the parents can walk the field or walk the trail.
Trails, yeah.
We would have to have each.
I say we did that.
So if we got to sort it in the water. line,
We'll still get you the pricing, how much.
Yeah, I mean, and it's, I mean, on a $3 million project, it's not gonna be
Probably like maybe 40,000, something like that. I mean,
like scoreboard.
probably less than 1%.
Mr. Parks,
Yes.
are you required to comply with section 3? Section 3, local, low income, laborers, workers.
I don't understand your question.
So when we write grants
Yes, ma'am.
and they go through the federal government or the state and HUD, we are supposed to make jobs available to people in the area.
We attempt
So
to
what we
make
can do,
jobs
what we've done
available.
in the past is have a job fair out here and any local contractors can come apply for that.
Are you required to do that?
Yeah.
All right. Just so you know that
That's something that's politically,
I would ask you to,
yes, sir.
I'd try to give them, I mean,
that would be really nice. We have like somebody who could drive a truck and deliver loads of dirt.
You can advertise in the local paper and put flyers in the courthouse and
Yeah.
have a job fair, maybe, and maybe in this building or something.
I would do it on the west side of the community center.
And even as the project
Oh, yeah.
moves forward, like, we want local contractors because
Yeah.
they're gonna be less expensive than having somebody from somewhere else come into here and do it, so.
I
Like,
know a
like
mining
contract,
company.
concrete, things like that.
But, yeah, but we make our own fixtures and
Okay,
Right.
that part is, okay,
We have a company that could do the earthwork,
just, but
things like that.
yes, we do.
it has to be advantageous for
For
everybody.
everybody.
We can do it cheaper than they can do it.
Yes, perfect. Thank you for considering that.
Just now.
Okay, in the August 11th proposal, it has a 30-day deadline.
Don't worry about that.
Okay. And it just, the big deal is a 2026 start date. That's our big deal. And the quicker we say yes, budget won't be adopted until September 14th, I think is the date. Does that sound right?
So you need a contract from us now?
Ma'am?
Is it time for a contract?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the second Monday.
Yeah,
But when you say the budget was gonna be done,
September 14th.
We had one contractor that we were working with down in the valley. We're doing a metal shade structure, like a pergola, but it's just made of steel. And the 3 months from the time we got the proposal till we could start the project, that had already gone up $12,000. It's the steel.
My goodness.
But it wasn't in our, I mean, we had to heat that. But
Yeah. It's crazy how it all changes so quickly, and
That means famous for hurricanes.
Well, that was the other part of it. It had to be on TDI compliance, so it had to be basically hurricane proof. So, I mean, these are big, huge columns that are made of steel that are going down. I think the holes were 12 foot deep, and it's a pergola. It's 10 foot by 50 foot.
Yeah.
Mhm. And it will.
In Brownsville.
Yeah, like a local contract.
All right.
Okay, it's at that Homer, Hannah Early Childhood High School. It's on the tennis courts there, so they're gonna have a nice little grandstand so they can watch the main court
Have shade.
and have some shade, yes.
Shade is big. Shade is big.
so what's our next step for us?
I don't, I guess prepare the contract.
You want us to prepare the contract or someone prepare the contract?
But like, I guess we need to look at the contract, put the concession stand in there.
oh,
And
one thing we have to do is before we sign the contract, we have to send the design to Parks and Wildlife. So we have to do that.
The initial design is almost finished with CEI, so.
Right.
that would be-
As soon as that's
So that's our
done,
next
and
step.
you could, can you send it to us where we can upload it to them?
Yeah.
And we can just upload it to them and they can look at it and make sure it's agreeable with them. And we get the notice to proceed or, something like that from them.
And then we'll work on the contract.
Okay, so what you need now is upload the final plans
Mhm.
and send it to y'all and then get the thumbs up by the Parks and Wildlife and then look.
Right. And then we'll be ready.
Contract, okay.
How is demolition coming along? Judge?
so, the Rio Grande Electric came in, took the lights down and the electrical stuff down off the poles and everything. Commissioner Ward was going to visit with that gentleman this week about the demolition of the maintenance barn and the concession stand restroom area down to the concrete stuff. And then Floating Bridge would come in and tear it out, but we got to get with the city to turn the water off. And
Y'all don't have anything in there.
gas and stuff.
Yeah, we still have to get some stuff out, but I already got the storage and everything. ready.
Okay.
But and then they will take down the
We don't
fence
want them to start.
and try to save the
Yeah.
backstop best we can to get it.
But the big building, the barn, no takers on that.
No take, but the gentleman was willing to tear it down, demo it. And that was Commissioner Ward about it was we need to demo it and we need to demo the concession stand restroom area and everything as well. Get all that written up in a bid price there for us on what that would be. Because we had that one donation to help
Yes.
pay for demo. So get some kind of written proposal to us to where we could agree to that and start working on that and then get it. And then I told him we would get another roll-off container over there to where they could go ahead and throw stuff in the container, then the roll-off and not, instead of having to take it all the way over to the Peterson building, just salvage what we can out of it, put it over there at the across from the swimming pool area, stack it there and then try to have a public auction or something for it to see if people
Take the backstops over there on that field when we take.
Yes, yeah, that's just right across. Just set them. Mr. Fritter just asked if we could just set them over there, then he would try to erect them over there at Cass Field. He'll place those over there. All right. So for us, we need to check with AEP to make sure I got 483 faced. Close. Okay. I bet I do at the community center, and it may be at that barn. I haven't paid that much attention to that. That's a pretty good bit of electricity for just barn here in town, but I would imagine the community center most likely probably has it stuff. But that's not too far. But see, I reach out to AEP and see about that, and then to get started with the demo stuff and everything. I mean, our goal is to try to get it done to where we try to play.
If you want that, Parks and Wildlife information again, to make sure, because I know there was two
It's a little off, we're a little off, but our goal is to try to
things that we
move forward with it and get it done by then.
This former contract.
All right, we'll work on finishing the plans with CEI and send them to y'all, and so you can submit them to Parks and Wildlife.
Right.
And get that going, and then get the contracts going, and then or if we need to meet again, we need to meet again.
Well, let's talk about a date for a job fair or
Yeah.
where we can open it up to community surrounding areas.
But we won't do that until we have a contract signed, so.
Yes, sir. Okay, perfect.
All right, anything else? Digital plans, so we can get it up. Really on their plan deal, there's really nothing much to change if we send it with the walking pad and the concession stand like it is, and the bleachers like they are, and
I would assume these are
Yeah, I
sufficient now.
think that's sufficient for Parks and Wildlife right now.
Mhm.
Yeah, even if you don't do that, if you want to add it 6 months from now, they have the plans with it on there.
Right.
right.
So
And then on the add backs, we do it add back about 46,000 for school boards, and we need to include $200,000 for electrical allowance in this deal. So that
Yeah.
puts us back close to it's going to put us close to the 3.5 million mark.
So will you send us a clean copy of this with
All the updates.
the updates? And I'll include that with the plans.
Yeah.
Please.
What's the likelihood of us asking Parks and Wildlife for money, some more money on top of this?
So we have to go through this grant, close it out, and then we would be eligible for the next phase.
Okay.
They don't make it
How about
easy.
the Methodist ministries?
Do they do recreation Methodist?
It's a need for the community.
Right. They take care of education, digital equity, economic mobility. Yeah.
I don't remember, but it's not recreation.
They have recreation.
Yeah, it's that, phase two. Was it phase 2 or 2-phase or?
Yeah, but I don't recall
No.
any recreation on it.
All right. Anything else? We're getting closer, getting closer.
I'm marching orders to give y'all the plans and clean up the proposal the way it is and send it to y'all so y'all can upload it for Parks and Wildlife.
Yes.
I'll start working my contract, and then we'll get that signed and get officially approved by the county commissioner's court, and then have a job fair, and then start, between that time, then we can have.
Okay.
I think that would be good for the community and for the papers and all that stuff.
And we won't schedule another meeting until we're through with at least those first 2 steps.
You can have a pre-construction meeting before the groundbreaking.
There you go.
You can advertise the job fair in Del Rio here and also in Uvalde.
Perfect.
And Middle Rio Grande would probably post it for us.
Yeah. To cover Eagle Pass and all of those areas.
All right.
Great, sounds like a plan.
All right.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Here's mine.
Do you have any questions?
Run.